I look at this almost as a conversation where I want to get something off my chest because this has reached the point, Larry, and Larry in for dibs today. This has reached the point where I find it almost like troublesome. We all have different bias in life. Like that's the way it is. That's unavoidable. But the definition, I think, of bad bias is almost like the way people watch Fox News and CNN now, where it's like I've got my mind made up, and now I'm going to head out into the world to find the data that agrees with me,
right.
No matter if it makes sense or not whatsoever. And we have officially reached that point with the 49ers quarterback situation. And I don't get it for two reasons. One, I'm a 49er fan. I'd like the best person to play. That's it. I don't care how tall they are. I certainly don't care what color their skin is. I got called a racist on Twitter the other night because I apparently don't like black quarterbacks. That's one person on Twitter. Who cares? We get weird stuff like that. That person's been blocked. But my point is I don't care who that person is. I want the best player who's going to go win for the 49ers to be that person. That's number one. But number two, we've got this thing now where everybody has just sort of picked their person, no matter if they've got anything to back it up, and it's become angry. Let's spew anger at those who don't agree, even though I don't even know what it is we're agreeing with. In other words, if someone wants to say right now that you want Trey Lance to start, other than like draft politics and your own excitement, what could you say? What would the reason be?
I do understand because it's what it comes down to is a lot of people bought into the narrative of Trey's going to be the face of the franchise and big trade up, lots of draft capital expended, and they got invested, and they just kind of want to see that investment come to fruition somehow, some way. And I get that, but I don't understand the anti-Brock Purdy stuff or the anti-anybody stuff, really. But Brock Purdy is 8-0. He's never lost a game that he started and finished, and that includes 2 playoff games. And he had an incredible start to his career. Now, does it guarantee that he's going to be a star? No. He's had a relatively serious elbow injury. We don't know how he's going to recover. But, yeah, I don't understand. If you want to see Trey's talent blossom, I get it. But these people that are just like, I'm going to use this stat, and I'm going to say that this quarterback competition is all about arm strength. And Trey's got better arm strength, and thus Trey's got a better future than Brock. And then all of a sudden, well, okay, and then but here comes Sam Darnold, and he may even have better arm strength than Trey. And it's like, well, wait a second, no. Now my argument is Trey turns it over less than Sam Darnold. And then so if it's really about turnovers, Brock turns it over the least of the 3. No. It's like let's find the stat that aligns with the narrative that I want to push, as opposed to, hey, look, the 49ers are in a great situation. They had their state of the team deal last night, and Jed York was like, we've got 3 young quarterbacks that are very cheap. The Niners have the cheapest quarterback room in the league, and it allows them to have the best left tackle in Trent Williams, and one of the best defensive tackles in Hargrave, and one of the best defensive ends in Bosa, and one of the best middle backers in Warner, and they've got an Ayuk and Debo and Kittle, and they've got this star-laden team. And the reason they're star-laden is because they're spending so little on their quarterback, and they couldn't do that if they had Jimmy making $25 million. So I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm a Niner fan, and I would just like to see them win games. And I'm satisfied with whomever they win games with. And if it's Brock, great. And if it ain't Brock and Darnold wins the job, I'm not going to be anti-Darnold. I'm going to be excited. And if it's Trey, you know what? That'll be great. And I do understand, hey, man, I've got a lot invested in Trey emotionally and mentally, and I would just want to see it come to fruition. I get that. I'm with you. I want to see him blossom too. But at the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch know best. They're watching all the practices, all the meetings, all the reps, and they're going to make a determination. And unless it's blatantly obvious that they've blown it, I'm going to kind of defer to them as far as who's the best option for the 49ers. And I will say this. I did a deep dive because I wanted to see exactly how all the best quarterbacks who ever played this game started their career. And guess what I found out?
What'd you find?
Almost every Hall of Fame quarterback, you name a Hall of Fame quarterback outside of like 2 or 3, they all started poorly in their first 2 years. There's many guys from Kurt Warner to others who never even hit the NFL before 27 or 28 and made it to Canton. So all these people that have already decided Trey sucks and he's never going to be any good. Based on what?
Yeah,
he's got 4 starts. He's got 5 touchdowns. He's got 3 picks. Don't tell me you know what he is. Sam Darnold sucks. This and that. He's 25 years old. There's a handful of quarterbacks that never even started until they were 27, and you've already decided that Sam Darnold's garbage because he was bad with the Jets and Panthers. Steve Young was bad with Tampa. 11 touchdowns, like 22 picks, way sub 500 record. But guess what? He became a Hall of Famer here in San Francisco. Better offense, better surrounding cast, better head coach, better play caller. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, and every guy, name a quarterback. Dan Fouts was like 5-20-1 in his first 3 years. Troy Aikman.
I think Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions.
28 picks for Peyton Manning as a rookie. And the list goes on. And what I found was Purdy and this immediate success, that's the exception to the rule. There are guys, Marino, Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes had 50 touchdowns in his first year. First full year as a starter.
Yeah, he wasn't a rookie. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, there are some guys who burst onto the scene and were great. But there's there's roughly 30 NFL quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame. 27 of them were garbage in their first 3 years. Literally bad. Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach. You name all. I'm not talking about just guys. I'm talking about the best quarterbacks who ever played. All struggled in their first 2 or 3 years. So let's just pump the brakes on Trey sucks. Let's pump the brakes on Darnold will never be good. And let's just celebrate the fact that Brock Purdy's on that select group of 8 to 10 quarterbacks who started really fast. And let's give them our support and let's see where it goes.
I guess my question would be, and we can put this out to our audience at 888-957-9570. Why is it personal? That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
The conversation gets personal between people, between fans. You're a Lance guy. You're a Purdy guy. I worked in L.A. when you had to be a Kobe guy or a Shaq guy. You had to pick.
It was that polarized.
Oh, my gosh. It was ridiculous. You had to declare like you're playing poker or something. Well, we're not doing that. Why is it personal for so many of you, whether you're a Purdy guy, a Lance guy, a door number 3 guy, Sam Darnold, what have you? I am completely, while I would absolutely back with every fiber in my being that Brock Purdy, if healthy, is the week 1 starter. By no stretch am I like, and he starts every week for the rest of the year, period, and next year too. No. Like, when did this become something other than being a 49er fan? I don't care who rises to the top.
Right.
I want someone to do it. And if it's multiple guys, well, hey, banana pancakes. Like, that's tremendous if that happens. Very, very rare.
It would be understandable, Mark, if there was some discourse or some kind of discord, I should say, between Trey and Brock. They get along great. They've got great mutual respect for one another. Darnold and Trey, Brandon Allen and Brock. These guys get along great. So it's all of this anger and resentment and battling and negativity. It all comes from outside the room. Inside the room, these guys are high-fiving each other at practice. They're supporting each other. We just talked to all 3 of the primary quarterbacks. They all had great things to say, very positive. So I don't know. It's maybe just football's hugely popular and people want what they want.
Is this personal for some of you? And why did it get there? We can get into it, 888-957-9570. Plus, coming up next, I got a Purdy stat. Oh, you got to hear this.
How pretty is it?
Well, and you actually just gave me an idea when you said if it ain't Brock. I'm like, we should do T-shirts. If it ain't Brock, don't fix it. Right? Why is that on not on 95.7 GameShop.com?
I'll buy that.
If it ain't Brock, don't fix it. Let's see, then people get ticked. Oh, we got to get Trey Lance. Here we go.